It begins in mist. Morning light lifts slowly from the waterways, revealing a city suspended between land and sea. Dense red-tiled rooftops pressed together beneath pale sky, their chimneys rising like quiet sentinels. Canals cut inward from the Zwin inlet, threading commerce directly into the heart of Bruges. The air is damp, briny, alive with distant bells and the low hush of water touching stone. This is Bruges in the year 1450, a city at its zenith. Along the Zwin waterway, wooden merchant ships crowd the channel. Vessels from Italy and the Baltic strain against their moorings, their rigging creaking under sea wind. Sailors move deliberately across decks. Ropes tighten, hulls sit heavy with wool, spices, timber. The world has arrived here by water. At the docks, cargo descends in rhythm. Bales of English wool, bundles of silk, crates of pepper. Timber cranes rise above the canal edge, their wooden frames towering over men who coordinate every lift. Inside the massive treadmill cranes, laborers walk within the great wheel, their weight turning gears that raise cargo skyward. Wood groans, rope strains, wealth moves upward by muscle alone. The water holler spans the canal like a ribcage of timber and shadow. Ships unload beneath its roof, sheltered from rain, but not from urgency. Inside, stacked goods form dark corridors between beams. Merchants inspect shipments by touch and scent. Cloth is unfolded, spice sacks are opened cautiously. Murmured voices carry through dim air. Above it all, the belfry rises. Its colossal wooden spire pierces the skyline, crowned by St. Michael. Bells hang silent for now, suspended above the marked square. Below, cobblestones fill with traders and brokers. Adult men exchange coin and parchment in gestures refined by repetition. Merchant banners flutter without words. The square breathes negotiation. Nearby, the Stadthouse blows with painted reds and golds, its facade reflecting sunlight in vivid detail. Governance here is not hidden. It stands openly beside trade. At Place Bourse, letters change hands, sealed contracts pass between brokers, wax cracks softly as fortunes are bound to ink. No parchment needs to be read aloud. Reputation is currency enough. In narrow canal houses, goods are hoisted through roof hooks into upper stories. Rope creaks under strain. Inside dim warehouses, spice sacks and textile bundles fill the air with distant lands. The skyline gleams at midday. Spires, rooftops, canal arteries shining under pale sun. Clerks sit in counting houses near windows, quills scratching steadily into thick ledgers. Coins stack beside wax-sealed parchment. Economy here rests on metal and trust. Dusk approaches the harbor. Ships silhouette against fading light. But something subtle changes. A large hull hesitates in shallower water. Crew adjust lines carefully. The channel resists. The camera pulls back from a thriving harbor toward water that narrows almost imperceptibly. The belfry's wooden spire remains proud, bells resonating across rooftops. From its height, the city appears ordered and eternal.
Officials climb its narrow spiral stairs, echoing footsteps rising toward the bell chamber. Bronze bells tremble in rope and timber. From above, canals glitter beneath ordered wealth, yet beneath prosperity, fragility waits. St. John's Hospital stands near the water, its Gothic windows looking on to merchant ships. Trade and illness share the same canal. Inside, long ward halls stretch beneath timber roofs, beds align in quiet austerity. Linen rests beneath filtered daylight. Architecture speaks where words do not. Nearby, the Beginhof offers refuge. Whitewashed walls enclose a silent courtyard. Trees rustle softly. The noise of markets fades beyond its perimeter. Two worlds exist side by side, commerce and contemplation. Back in the markt, brokers gather again, seals with wax. Dock workers strain beneath heavier loads, but the channel grows less forgiving. A hull scrapes softly against the riverbed. Men glance downward with unease. At the outer waterways, sandbars reveal themselves beneath shallower tide. Keels disturb muddy water. Harbor pilots point toward narrowing paths. Larger ships must now wait for higher tides. Smaller boats ferry cargo instead. Treadmill cranes turn faster, labor intensifies. Inside the water huller, goods stack higher as departures slow. Storage fills, voices lower. At Place Bourse, letters exchange more urgently. A quill hesitates above ledger page. Ink presses into parchment with uncertainty. The market quiets subtly. Carts move less frequently. Mud edges appear along canal banks. Dock workers push barges harder through resistant water. The belfry still stands, bells still ring, but momentum has shifted. At night, fewer lanterns reflect upon the canal. Ships idle longer. Sand gathers quietly at canal mouths. In a chamber, civic leaders debate unseen crisis. Hands gesture over maps without words. Trust strains under circumstance. From the Zwin Channel, the sea connection weakens. Ships silhouette farther from the city, waiting. Decades pass. The harbor grows quieter. Mud edges widen. Fewer large vessels approach. Inside the water huller, empty space echoes beneath timber beams. Market square thins. Merchant houses shutter windows facing the canal. The channel becomes nearly impassable for great hulls. Reeds appear at edges. The belfry remains proud, but below it, the square moves gently, without urgency. Centuries turn. The city changes almost not at all. Rooftops remain as they were. Canals reflect the same Gothic facades. Industrialization passes elsewhere. Bruges, cut off from the sea, freezes in its former shape. Artists arrive in later centuries, sketching the skyline that prosperity once built and decline preserved. Seasons shift across unchanged brick and stone. Canal reflections mirror identical silhouettes year after year. Aerial glides reveal rooftops untouched by chimneys or rails. At dusk, the belfry stands as it did in 1450, wooden spire intact against fading light. Cobblestones lie worn smooth by footsteps centuries apart. Ghosted silhouettes of merchants seem to cross the market in memory only. A canal bridge remains unchanged. Morning bells echo over water that no longer carries fleets. From high above, Bruges appears suspended in medieval configuration, prosperity gone, architecture preserved. And far beyond, the Zwin Channel lies distant, separated from the city it once fed. The sea withdrew, trade shifted, wealth faded, but the city endured in stillness. Bruges did not collapse into ruin, it did not modernize into obscurity, it simply remained. A place where the moment of greatest wealth became the moment forever held. Prosperity was lost, beauty was preserved. And in that preservation, Bruges became something rare, a city that slept